Okay, we're live. Testing, testing. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn where Uncle Ned's drinking problem came from.
And in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties.
Scott, can we start again? I can phrase it better. I want to phrase it better.
No, go for it. No.
Okay, here we go. Today on Quality Time with Family Ties, we learn why Uncle Ned drinks.
And in 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody! Welcome to Quality Time with Family Ties. I am one of your hosts, Scott Jones. Joining me, as always, Mr. Paul Packler. Paul, how's it going?
Great. Look at this.
Yeah.
If you're listening on the podcast, go on YouTube and watch. I'm getting really good sunset light. This is like magic hour light.
It looks great too. On my screen, it looks great.
I look like I could be on a yacht rock album cover.
If you want to take some stills of yourself, this would be a very good time to do so.
Yeah, go on YouTube and do a screen capture of me, folks.
You kind of look like Kenny Loggins in the Danger Zone video, like with the light coming in from the Venetian blinds. Yeah, you just see some sunshades on.
Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Did you have a good week?
I'm good.
Corey, did you have a good week?
I've been working. It's one of those weeks I've been teaching nonstop.
That can be draining.
I don't usually teach nonstop. I had a 2-day intensive on Saturday and Sunday. And then I've been teaching all day yesterday and today as well. I have the whole week, and then I have another intensive next weekend too. So just a lot of teaching.
Do you do a lot? Do you do scene study too?
That's the unfortunate thing. This summer, for some reason, I still don't quite know why, I'm teaching monologues more than any other class. I have a few improv classes sprinkled in, but mostly I'm teaching monologues. And I've learned that watching teenagers from around the world with weird accents do bad monologues is way worse than watching teenagers from around the world with bad accents do bad improv.
Watching monologues generally is pretty much garbage.
You know, my first thing to say to every class is, I don't know why we teach monologues. You're never going to use them your whole life unless you're auditioning for college. Anyway.
Yeah, that really is all it's used for.
It's just not really useful. But we do it. I know why we do it. We do it to film them because they only get a 1-minute film in a 1-week camp. So we do that to film them so they have an extra piece of film on themselves to show mommy and daddy of what I did in camp.
Of course.
Why not just do a reader audition? Like give them a scene where you're the reader and just film that.
Mm-hmm. Let them do like a what would virtually be a self-tape audition.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Do that. I don't know.
Because we're not up with the times. That's why.
Maybe is there a big demand for the next Eric Bogosian? Or John Leguizamo?
Or Paul's favorite, Wallace Shawn?
Yeah, I mean, he did that one play, The Fever, that was a one-man play that he would do in people's apartments.
Mm-hmm.
That was very pretentious.
Oh, so had you finished watching Glow, Paul?
I watched it all in one day.
It's so good.
And the character development is so achingly parsed out so that you love them all just at the time they all start to wrestle.
Yes. Yeah, the only one that never won me over was Melrose. I never liked her as a character.
Really? And I sort of did. In fact, I said to Susanna before, I think off that last episode, that I wasn't sure about her, and she finally won me over in the last episode.
Yeah.
It was the self-assuredness of, this is going to work, we can do this. She was very gung-ho, very positive at the end.
Yeah, she kind of became part of the team.
That's true.
Yes.
Very true.
But, boy, I'm sure, now you guys watched Community, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I never saw Community. I don't remember Alison Brie from Community at all.
Right.
I mean, she was always very cute on Community. So
She was on Mad Men.
She was on that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I never watched Mad Men either.
Why? I figured you would like that.
No, I never had. I tried the pilot a few times. And
Paul, I never watched The Madman.
The madman never watched it.
I looked at Susanna because I called it Madman because that's what my mother calls it. My 19-year-old mother. And I can't get it to my head now that it's Madmen. Madmen. My mother called him Dan Dapper. I only call him Dan Dapper now.
Dan Dapper is so
Dan
much better.
I love Dan.
Whenever I see him, I just go, it's Dan Dapper.
No, Alison Brie's amazing on Glow, and it's such a leap from Community, where it was like this big kind of over the top comedy, and to see just the chops that she has,
and the way she went from mousy to confident to really good, and always with that wink and a nod towards the obnoxious actress that we all know.
Yeah.
But first and foremost, I'm a trained actress.
Yeah,
right.
I love that she was this character that no one liked. That she was our protagonist, but everyone hated her, and she never really earned that hatred. And I just love seeing someone get constantly shit on. It just makes you like them more.
And I'm not familiar with the woman who plays Liberty Bell. I've never seen her in anything, and I thought she was amazing from the beginning to the end, like an amazing performance of dignity and depth and trying to keep her shit together when she hated her so much. Really good. Every scene with the husband, I thought she was terrific with also.
Amazing. Yeah,
honestly,
especially
she might be the best written and performed character in the whole thing.
Absolutely. And have you guys, by any chance, tried out the Keegan-Michael Key Friends from College?
I started it.
Turned it off.
Yeah, I did too.
And I'll tell you why. We talk about it on this show all the time. They wrote unlikable lead characters with huge moral flaws that I can't find any way after 20 years they can explain away.
Yeah, everyone was just, the first opening scene was so unlikable. I was like, I don't like any of these people right now, and I didn't want to keep watching.
And the thing is, I like that all the actors are really likable, and all the writing is really unlikable. And just as I watched the whole first episode, and I was getting towards the end, and I was thinking, okay, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe they can find some way. And then we get to the end of the episode, and it's just as bad as it started. And I thought, holy shit, you want me to come back next week because why? I want to hang out with these morally bankrupt people?
Yeah.
And annoying. They were so annoying.
Oh, God, yes. And then to take it back to Glow, Mark Maron is a perfect example of how to write someone unlikable, flawed, and make them likable.
Like I've never seen him act in anything before, and he's incredibly likable in this.
Oh, God.
Very sympathetic.
Yeah. Well, going from great stuff that we love watching right now to this piece of shit, Jesus Christ. If you're playing along at home, everybody, we are on season 5, episode 27, The Visit.
It's 26.
Is it 26?
Yeah, it's 26.
I know,
Okay,
it's labeled because of the My Name is Alex debacle.
We had some mix-up. So this is season 5, episode 26, and what's it called? The
Visit.
The Visit. After the
Frederick Burenmaw play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which
but
is
honestly, this play
one of my favorite classic pieces of theater. I actually love the story of The Visit.
Yeah. But the plot of this is a lot more like the play that was based on Alexander Woollcott visiting The Man Who Came to Dinner.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And although I happen to also think that The Man Who Came to Dinner is one of the funniest pieces of theater ever produced, and this is one of the unbelievably least funny episodes. They tell one joke for 22 minutes, and they don't bother changing the joke, expanding the joke. It's the same joke with a different angle. It's horrible. I felt browbeaten at the end of this one.
Yeah, I completely agree. And not only do they do that, but they undercut the joke throughout. The only thing they do to expand upon it is undercut it. They invent characters we've never heard of before that that have long-standing relationships, and it's worse than My Name is Alex in that regard.
Absolutely.
And characters don't act like themselves. The plot at the end of the episode, the punchline undercuts the whole 24 minutes of the show.
It was just painful to watch, but let's get into it. So we start off at having Steven is once again fixing breakfast. This is another moment of Steven preparing a meal for the family that the family really doesn't give a shit about.
And it's weird because he's talking with Elise about how happy he is that they've had children, that they have a house and jobs and a life and career.
Kept on calling himself #blessed.
They totally, yeah, the first thing I thought of was #blessed.
It was all #blessed in 1987.
And it's really weird because it's like they're acting like we've never seen any of these characters before.
Yeah. It's like a first introduction to them, the way they're talking. We really have it all, Steven, don't we? We sure do. 4 beautiful children.
That horrible joke about their names. Mallory and Jennifer and Andrew. And what's the other one's name? Oh, yeah, Alex P.
And they also go on to say that this Sunday breakfast is a family tradition.
Never seen it before.
Never seen it before. And also, the ongoing bit in this is that they have to keep waking up the kids, and Steven gets more and more angry about them not coming down for breakfast, even though this is something that they supposedly do every Sunday.
One joke after another just flies face first into the floor.
Where?
And you know what? This is my problem with that Friends on Netflix show is, you know, unlikable characters. You got Seinfeld, you got It's Always Sunny. If the jokes work...
Yeah, if it's funny, it's funny.
And this episode of Family Ties, not one joke throughout this whole fucking thing works.
No. Okay, so after all of this long bit of a breakfast, we discover that Elise's sister and husband, along with their 2 kids, are going to be coming over for their yearly visit.
I don't want to skip over the fact that right before that's announced, that Marvin and Michelle are coming over, the kids, the sleepy kids, come into the kitchen for the announcement.
Right.
I gotta say, Andrew acting sleepy is the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. Period.
Did you write "kill me"?
No, just that is the worst acting I've ever seen. The only thing he missed was a stretch and a yawn. He did the rub the sleepy eye shtick. He did the something nobody fucking does.
No. Oh God, Corey, why didn't you ever go on as sleepy? That was so good.
That was that was.
This is just, it's such a bad scene. So they announce Marvin and Michelle are coming, and finally Michael J. Fox goes over and gets the fucking orange juice. Those glasses were there for so long teasing me.
Yeah. Just go straight there. Just go straight to the goddamn refrigerator. We know you need it.
For God's sakes.
Yeah, a bracing shot of orange juice to get you up in the morning.
Right.
Wow. I was so scared for a moment that we were only going to see the orange juice glass and we were never going to get the OJ. I'm thinking, oh, come on. And it was like, as soon as Mike started to move over to that side, it was like, I felt like relief. I was like panic stricken for a moment. And then all of a sudden, I can breathe again. It was great.
You know, I thought that it was like a good omen of the rest of the episode because you see those glasses on the table the whole time and you're like, what's going on? Can I trust this? And then the orange juice comes and I thought, oh, everything's going to be okay. And everything was not okay.
No, they sit down to eat breakfast. And while munching on his first piece of bacon, a knock on what else? The back door. Come and knock on my door. So who comes in through the back door about 8 hours earlier than they were supposed to be there? But Marvin, Michelle, Marv Jr., and Monica.
Monica, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, I just want to check. Have we ever had mention of Elise's having a sister?
We've never seen nor mentioned that Ned and Elise Donnelly have a sister.
Just wanted to be clear on that. Just wanted to make sure. Because we knew about, the amazing Tom Hanks as the brother. Just want to make sure that they had never, ever mentioned a sister.
Never, ever, ever. And we've actually met Elise and Ned's mother and father, where they were very Republican. They didn't like Steven. They loved Alex.
Mm-hmm.
They got a divorce at one point.
And they never mentioned their other child, Michelle, either.
No. So for a writing standpoint, this feels like just a weird Hail Mary of, just give her a sister and let's write an episode about that.
Yeah, I don't know why it couldn't have been Steven's sister or whatever, but this is the track they took.
Mm-hmm. And nobody is excited about these people coming over at all. They're dreading it.
And it's funny because they don't mention to the kids any time before the morning that these people are going to be arriving and staying for 5 days. Why would they not do that?
Right.
Awfully curious. Hey, your cousins are coming to town. No, you don't want to say that? And the other thing is, haven't we seen this joke over and over again? I love it when someone comes over and says blah, 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 and does blah, 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 blah. And then a moment later, they enter and say blah, 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 and do blah, 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 blah. It should be funnier than just that setup.
Yeah.
It's a trope on Family Ties that they seem to love. They think that this is the funniest way of doing a joke, is say what's going to happen and then show it happen.
Right, because they go, the first thing he's going to do is ask me how my year was. And the first thing Marv does, hey, Stevie, how was your year?
It's really just tiring at this point.
It's bizarre.
We also have to mention, not only does the family come in, but they bring their, 100-pound St. Bernard bingo with them.
Right.
And who brings a family pet over to a relative's home without asking?
I don't know. Is that a thing that you do or don't do, or what's?
I've never done that. I brought my animal with me. I go on vacation. I board my animal. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, you get a dog sitter or somebody. Yeah.
Dog sitter. Have somebody watch it if you can. Somebody stay at your house. That's ideal. But you don't bring your animal with you.
No.
I'll explain. Dogs, they're friendly pets. I know that, Paul. You don't really understand that. But dogs, they're very nice little animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Their dogs are great.
Yeah, taking care of my friend's dog. A couple weeks ago.
Yeah, how'd that end up?
Name again, Paul?
The dog was named Mabel.
Did Mabel ever lick your face?
No, I didn't let her get that close.
I had a feeling you weren't actually nuzzling Mabel, were you?
No, I would just shake her paw and then talk about the day.
So it was a very formal,
platonic relationship that you had with the dog.
Exactly. Yes.
I can just see Paul coming home. Hello, Mabel. How are you? How was your day?
Yeah.
Well, for me.
Yeah. Mabel, were you following Twitter today? And then I would have to. She wasn't invariably, and I would have to catch her up.
And how does your vagina, Mabel? And asshole?
Why would I do that if it's such a platonic relationship?
You're right. I would say that to my dog. I have a much closer relationship with my dog, and he spends a good portion of his day eating his asshole.
That's hilarious.
I have another question. About this family. Now, Marv Jr., correct me if I'm wrong, that is Chunk from Goonies, right?
Yes, Jeff Cohen, and he appeared on the episode when they rented out space in the Keaton home.
Mm-hmm.
And not as the cousin of the Keaton family.
No. Now
different character.
Different character, and markedly older than the time lock that we think of him from Goonies.
That's right.
True. Yeah, I found that, maybe it's because we're binge watching it, but I found that a little disconcerting.
That he looks so much older.
Yeah, and that they use the same actor for a different part too.
Yeah.
And just at least for that part. Like, I know we've had reoccurring actors pop here and there as waiters and stuff like that. But for someone with such a main part, I don't know.
Yeah. And the sister is played by an actor who's been in some things. The thing I recognized her the most from was she was Allie with an eye from Karate Kid's best friend that gives Daniel LaRusso the business when he's trying to get back with her. And she's like, "What's your problem? You're a real shithead, you know?" Like, that's not verbatim what she says, but
but close.
That was good.
I like that. And so immediately this family is we kind of see why the Keatons are dreading this. This family is so dislikable. Marv comes in calling Steven Stevie, doing exactly what he said, asking about his year. Marv Jr. is like his dad, but more of a little shit. And Monica is obsessed with death and futility.
Did the question arise, why is Michelle married to this buffoon?
Yeah.
There wasn't a single real moment that he wasn't a boorish pig. Why is Michelle, who seemed perfectly normal, be married to him?
Yeah. Not only did she seem perfectly normal as compared to him, they had no real chemistry. I don't even remember them in the same scene together for very long.
Nope.
Yeah, they really didn't have them together at all.
Well, you know why? Because if we were watching Marv, he was irritating somebody. And if his wife was standing in a room with him irritating somebody, she would have to say, "Stop irritating whoever it is you're irritating."
Right.
Yeah, even at one point, yeah, she says that to him, and he goes, "Ah, but you love it, don't you, Stevie?" Who the hell loves being irritated? These people, just tell them to go get a hotel.
Yeah.
I thought it was crazy that Clunk had better billing at the end of the show than Stuart Pankin, who had come off of a 6-year run on Not Necessarily the News.
I was waiting for that. Corey, can you talk about that show?
On what? Not Necessarily the News?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was the precursor to The Daily Show. It was, but it was once a week on HBO, and it was really its precursor was a show in the '60s called That Was the Week That Was on NBC for a couple of years, and sort of hosted by David Frost, who then became known for the Frost-Nixon debates.
I have it right here.
Always has it on hand. Always has it on hand.
This is not the Ron Howard movie. This is the actual Frost-Nixon.
And so, it was a very, definitely not as erudite as That Was the Week That Was, but that Not Necessarily the News was what we now see at the beginning of, every monologue of every comedian, but we didn't see at that time.
Right. And they used clips a lot, didn't they?
They used what?
They used clips and stuff.
Yeah, they used clips just like Trevor Noah does,
mm-hmm.
or anybody else. And Pankin was one of the regular anchormen from, I think it was like 82 to 86 for about 4 years. And this was 87 that he did this. So I was just surprised. But it also shows you that, remember, at this time, I can say out loud, the show was on HBO, but all he was doing was a cable show at that time. You know what I mean?
That's right.
That's all HBO was. Hey, you're on cable. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ain't network.
Yeah. That was back when maybe 30% of America had HBO. You were rich if you had HBO. It was a big deal.
So this is a big step up, I guess, and maybe that's why Clunk gets better billing, because he was in a feature film and Stuart Pankin was from cable.
That's true.
But Stuart Pankin was in a ton of stuff. Still, I mean, he still is. Is he still alive?
He is still alive, and he's half the man he was then. He's incredibly slender now.
Yeah.
Still working all the time. It took me forever to scroll through his filmography on IMDb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's always in something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this family is over. We cut to the living room, and the Keaton kids are trying to talk to their cousins about, hey, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? They're trying to be hospitable.
But here's the thing. Oh,
Your
sorry.
Plath.
What'd you say, Corey?
Then Monica's sitting there reading Sylvia Plath the entire time.
Right. And that's what you know, when they first are announced that they're coming over, the kids are all annoyed that they don't like their cousins. And in this scene, Chunk, Jeff Cohen, and the sister are sitting there reading, obviously Sylvia Plath, and the kid, the guy, whatever his name is, Marv Jr., is reading something else. And Alex and Mallory and Jennifer are annoying them as they're just sitting there quietly reading.
That's true.
Just leave them alone.
Yeah, it is kind of what you want, right? For them to do nothing, just be away. Yeah.
And so they establish this bit that, you know, with the Sylvia Plath, with the fact that she's wearing black with her crimp to hell hair, she's very existentialist, and everything is about death and the meaninglessness of life. And just a few episodes ago, in My Name is Alex, Jennifer was reading Kierkegaard, the inventor of existentialism. So what the fuck, Jennifer? You should be peas in a pod.
That's right.
Give me a break. Think for 1 second in your life, Gary David Goldberg. Think.
There's nothing like you screaming at a dead man.
Yep.
Well, if I'm not doing it, who's gonna?
Someone needs to scream at Gary David Goldberg.
Hitler, you never should have done it. It was bad.
Your paintings were terrible.
Yeah.
So that dad is such a boorish pig, and we see him eating, and he keeps on asking Steven, how you doing? I mean, financially.
Yeah, it's this pissing contest he has with Steven, which, interestingly enough, Steven doesn't take the bait for, really. Because usually when it's competition, he goes for it.
Well, just like you said about Monica and Jennifer should have been peas in a pod, what about Alex and Marv Sr.?
Yeah.
He keeps on saying, what about how you doing financially? That would make Alex P. Keaton moisten.
Absolutely. It's insane. I'm watching the episode freaking out, being like, what the fuck is going on? And then, Scott, before we started recording, you said this is where the Trump voter comes from.
Right.
And it's like, Marv is like a Trump voter who's just as right-wing, and he hates public television, and he's a big lunkhead. But then Alex doesn't like him. Like, Alex is like a Buckleyite, or David Brooks, a snobby Republican, never Trumper. And so you're seeing that breakdown.
Yeah.
But I don't want to take the words out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So we cut to the kitchen, and they're counting the days. They have like on one of the paintings, one of the little etchings near the kitchen table. They turn it over, and there's like a mug shot of Marv Senior, and like 5 days, 1 through 5, and they're crossing off the days.
Yeah, I was like, what if they see that? It's not very subtle.
And he walks in, and we get the big cigar smoking shtick.
Right.
Steven,
I can't smell my cigar.
Please stop smoking your cigar in my house. And he's going to continue to smoke the cigar in his house, or try to.
Fully knowing, like he brings it out knowing Steven doesn't like this. Just to push fucking buttons. God, I hate this person.
And then there's like some hug shtick between Michael J. Fox and Stuart Pankin. You know, that physical shtick that they love to stick in, where somebody picks up Alex and shakes him like he's a rag doll.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. It's Stuart Pankin goes, it's so good to be around family. And he shakes
and then you see Mallory and Jennifer trying to escape.
Yeah, they have their bags packed or something, and they're going to the mall.
Yeah, they're getting the hell out of there. They're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
And then
and Steven's like, take me with you.
Yeah, and Marv Jr., Marv Sr., and Bingo then raid the refrigerator, saying that they love snacks, midnight snacks, and they take the snacks in their arms without utensils and go to the living room, out of the kitchen.
And it's insane because they just, like, at the beginning of the scene, Alex was carrying in empty boxes of pizza that they had torn through.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And sorry to rewind really quick. And sorry to rewind really quickly. In the opening scene, do Marv and Marv Jr. have the same shirt on?
Yeah, they have the bush jacket on.
Oh God, that's so creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get what the point of that was.
I didn't either.
It was definitely a trend at that time.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had one.
I'm not even surprised.
What? Out of Africa?
That's what Out of Africa started it.
Can you imagine if all fashion trends came from, like, Oscar-winning Best Picture?
Sure. Look at Annie Hall. Come on.
Oh my God, you're right. That's 2 for 2.
There was a lot of movies inspire fashion. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the end of the act. Is them going, like, Steven just says, "Do me a favor, kill them."
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note,
yep.
I'm gonna go turn my light on so you can see. That's the thing about time and the sun. It moves. We'll be right back. Ta-da!
Yay! You're there.
All right. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
And we're back. So Steven doesn't kill them, which is the least interesting part of this episode.
Yeah, how awesome would it be if he did?
I mean, it would change the trajectory of the whole series. It would be like a Breaking Bad halfway through an entire run, and I would have loved it.
Yeah, with a little bit of Dexter thrown in there, it'd been great. Yeah. But instead, we're in the kitchen, and Marv is eating Steven's cereal, acting like he doesn't know it was Steven's cereal.
It's time for me to admit something to you guys. Throughout this whole episode, I watched it on 1.5 speed.
Mm-hmm.
So everything happened in 75% the time. So everyone was talking, and there weren't any real breaks in between what they were saying. And it was the best way to watch this episode.
Interesting. I'm making a note of that.
Did you watch it in less time?
Yeah, I watched it like if it were, 30 minutes, I would watch it in 75% of whatever that is. Oh, so Corey also has a fidget spinner.
I don't have one.
Well, looks like you're the loser of the school, Scott.
Aww. I'm gonna get one.
Corey, have you gone on YouTube and started to watch all the tricks you can learn?
No. In fact, this is the first time I've ever picked one up in my life.
Whose is that?
Logan.
Is that Susanna's? Oh, okay. Well, Susanna's cool. I feel like she would have one before maybe Corey does.
Now, did you have a fidget spinner?
No, I'm not that cool.
She's not that cool.
Oh, no! All right, I'll send you guys some.
There's her Disney swag.
Yes, this was Disney swag from the Disney D3 that Logan worked over the weekend.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Does it have any Disney stuff on it? Like, is it a...
No, they gave him like this gorgeous this etching, this big painting, and then they gave him sort of a gift book or like a sort of a coffee table, soft-colored coffee table book of the history of Disney. They gave him, a couple of things, but his manager said that the swag wasn't as good as in past years.
Oh.
But he had a great time anyway, playing Celebrity Family Feud with the rest of the Tuesday and Wednesday night kids of ABC.
Yeah, I saw
that's cool. I saw the picture.
That was awesome.
Yeah, he had fun doing that and had a very good time with his friend Daniel from American Housewife, and most importantly, showing off in front of ABC executives so that hopefully they'll call him back.
Nice. Did he get some jokes in and stuff?
Actually, he had a really funny moment playing Celebrity Family Feud. He was squaring off. They had all the bells and whistles from the game show because it's an ABC thing. So he was at the podium squaring off against Daniel from American Housewife, and the question that the kid Luke from Modern Family was hosting.
Okay.
The Dunphy kid, and the question was, name someone Alice, and my schmucky son buzzed in with half the question asked.
Nice.
So got a response of and Nolan said, you got to answer the question. I can't finish it. And he said, the Mad Hatter, and it was the #1 answer. Didn't know the question. But yeah, he lucked out on that one.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Nice.
So
Did you
here
go
we are. Oh, I didn't. I had to work on all Saturday. Susanna went with him. But I was actually a few Disney freaks from my time working at Disneyland, who I'm friends with on Facebook. They were there on Friday. They were sort of disappointed that they wouldn't get to see him on Saturday.
Aw.
Because I was just thinking that'd be your worst nightmare, being at the D23.
You know what? I would have done it, but it would be close to my time. I think Susanna hung out largely in the green room unless Logan was doing something on the floor.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Where are we?
In the kitchen, cereal's been eaten by Marv Sr., and he's asking if he has something planned for the day. But thankfully, at this point, the writers understand completely that we need to see more orange juice.
Yep. Tons of more orange juice.
Yep, so they bring out the OJ again. And they sort of want to plan to get, or the kids plan to get Marv and the kids and his kids out of the house. That's what the purpose of Act 2 is. We're going to get them out of the house. So Marv Jr. comes into the kitchen, and he's dressed in Alex P. Keaton's shirt with a big Alex P. Keaton on the shirt, monogrammed.
Yep.
I mean, who fucking cares? What is happening in this? This episode has fallen apart.
Yeah, it's the
The second act, the second half of this episode just is aimless. Like, what do they like try to like either leave or make them leave immediately or something, but nothing happens. They just annoy each other for another 10 minutes.
That's it. That was the crux of the episode. They annoy each other another 10 minutes.
There was no setup at the beginning of, okay, this visit, we're going to really try to, treat the, Lisa's sister great and the family great, or we're really going to try to make it work, or we're going to try to get rid of them as soon as possible. It was just like, we're just going to have them here.
Yeah, exactly, Scott. Them announcing a plan at the top of the show is all you need to do. Just saying, here's what we're going to try, puts a spine through the middle of the show that right now there's just nothing.
Yeah. Have an external goal that everyone's trying to reach and failing at.
Yes. Jesus Christ, Gary David Goldberg, you've had a series for 5 seasons now.
That's right, we're still yelling at you.
Yeah.
You may be dead, but I know you hear this. So Alex is so frustrated that he can't get Marv Jr. to go to the mall that he picks up a peppermill and grabs him by the hair, and he sort of looks like he's going to bludgeon him to death with a peppermill.
It was the craziest fucking thing I've seen in a while.
I was like, what? And Alex has had a history of this. He has chased Mallory with blunt instruments.
That's true.
By the way, I thought this was going to be the most ridiculous thing to happen in this act. I was so sadly disappointed that this was not the most ridiculous thing. That something more ridiculous could happen stuns me. And when that thing happened, it was like, you people have lost your fucking minds.
It's true. It's so true.
It makes no sense. It was the most random thing. They could have put 10 things into a bag and picked something out. It made no sense. Anyway, they're all going to the mall. That's the end of the first scene. They're going to the mall to get new, and Marv Sr. screams, "I'm gonna get you new clothes, Stevie!" Like Stevie is poorly dressed, and that fat piece of shit wearing a Bush jacket looks cool.
Corey, you had a Bush jacket.
Right. Wait a second. You just established you had one.
Yeah, but I'm angry now. It's 2017.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Uncle Eddie buying those boots for Clark in Vacation.
Yeah, I mean, that was a genuinely funny thing.
Right. This, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So something happens at the top of this next scene. Steven and Andy are talking to each other, doing like a jigsaw puzzle on bed, which is always a good surface to do a jigsaw puzzle on. I always think that's a great place. Bed. Shake.
They're eating crackers, too, which is also...
flat surface for a jigsaw puzzle. I knew that.
Right.
Anyway, at the end of this little bit, and I'm going to throw this to Scott after I say this, Andy says, "Good night, Mom. Good night, Dad." And he runs out of the room and goes to bed. I'd like to know the 4-year-old who puts himself to bed.
Oh, God, I wish. I wish so much that would be the... Oh, God.
Good luck, Scott. It doesn't change until about 9 or 10. That's what was so stunning about this. That is not something that changes until about another 6 years from where Andy is. And that was just like, wow, that doesn't exist. You don't find a 4-year-old willing to do that.
Never. Never.
I think you guys are ignoring the fact that his real mother puts him to bed, Jennifer Keaton.
I did think of that. I didn't think of that in fall. I thought to myself, I guess Mommy Jen goes to work now.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
So the Keatons are trying to go to sleep, and they're sort of cuddling up in bed. Not that they were going to have sex. There was none of that tonight. But then Marv Jr. comes out of the shower, wearing a shower cap and a bathrobe, with a loofah in his hand.
Right, and it feels like they've kind of done this bit with him in his first episode. Like, they pretty much just told him, hey, remember that character you played, you know, a couple seasons back? We're going to make you do all that stuff again, except we're going to make it bigger.
Yeah, that's
all it is.
Yeah, because, we're just up. Everything's coming apart now.
At the very least, the scene follows the rule of threes. There are 3 annoying things in a row that happen. First, we have the kid coming out of the shower. Then we have the collect phone call from Hawaii that Marv comes in, takes, and gets into bed with his sister-in-law. And then after he's thrown out comes the moment I'll always remember because it makes so much sense. Marv Sr. playing the bagpipes.
What the fuck?
He's marching through the hallway playing the bagpipes.
With no explanation.
I mean, first of all, the bagpipes is the shittiest instrument man has ever created.
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone like the bagpipes?
David Beach loves the bagpipes.
Does he really?
The Scottish heritage.
I have nothing to say to that. That's
yeah.
So obviously him doing it just to be contrary.
Right. Yeah. No, the bagpipes are beautiful.
Yeah. I'm an actor, but I'm a Republican. It's fine. You guys are idiots.
Okay. I'll admit something to you.
Okay.
If I hear Amazing Grace on the bagpipes at a policeman's funeral, I tear up.
Oh, no.
I do. I tear up.
Is that true?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Wow.
How many policemen's funerals do you go to?
I don't know when I go to television. What do you think? I go to policeman funerals?
Yeah, I don't know what you do. I don't know your life.
You're not a policeman, you know.
You can't imagine. Can you imagine knowing a policeman?
I mean, you know,
Knowing a dead policeman.
None of that. By the way, we get to this last scene now. So Steven throws them out of the house. He's throwing Stewart out of the Stewart. He's throwing Marv out of the house, right? So now we cut to the last scene in the kitchen, and this scene just went on. The whole length of the scene made no sense to me because it was like, it's over. Your show's over. You just kicked them out of the house. It's over. The problem's gone. It's over. But it wasn't. They had to belabor the point for a few more moments.
Now, what's crazy about this part of the show, again, the whole point throughout this episode is that nothing makes sense in the reality of reality. And in this moment, the whole family, whether it be Michelle or Marv or the kids, even though the kids didn't really want to be there anyway, everyone is happy that they are being kicked out. It's completely incomprehensible.
Right. So no one wanted this whole entire thing to happen.
Except for Elise and Michelle.
Right.
And then the crazy thing on top in that regard is that we never see Michelle and Elise's relationship throughout this episode. We never see the reason this is happening.
We never see the sister bond moment that they bonded, that this is really important. Elise tells us that this was really important to her in this last scene, but they never show us at any point while the two women were on the set how close they are or were. Give us a reason. You could do it in 2 lines and make it work.
Yeah, they could have walked through a scene being like, "Oh my God!" Remember, they would be laughing about it. "Oh, remember this time?" Ha 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 ha! And then everybody grumbles that they are having so much fun.
Yeah, I really hope this time we have a good vacation and everyone gets along. Like there's a history of some kind. Yeah.
And we sort of end on a really weird Elise Keaton rant to her family about. What about you, Alex and Mallory? Aren't you close? What if she married somebody you don't like? I guess we all 3 of us probably said at the same time, "You mean like Nick?" Yeah, we all said that. Come on.
Yeah.
Yep. We all knew it was coming. And then, yeah, like Nick, I guess. Well, what would you do? I guess we wouldn't see each other. No, that's not really a solution to the problem.
No. That's when, you have parties and you have alcohol there so you can tolerate the relatives you hate.
What? You see each other once a year, you deal with it. That's all there is to it.
Exactly. And if you hated being around the Keatons, then get a goddamn hotel room.
Why visit?
Why visit? But if it gets to the point where it's like, okay, my wife wants to see your sister, we got to figure out how to, she wants to bring the family. Okay, fine. Let's get a hotel room at least.
Or how about this? Honey, I'm going to go and see Elise and Steven and the family for 3 days. Why don't you guys stay here and take care of the kids?
Yeah, or that.
Wait, honey, no. I want to spend an extra $700 on plane tickets and, all the shit getting to and from with 2 kids.
Right.
Exactly. This would be
a dog.
Yeah, and bingo.
Yeah, you didn't want this vacation. Why the fuck did you bring the dog? Oh, God. Well,
can we just acknowledge that anyone who names their dog Bingo should be just like punched in the face?
Absolutely.
Come here,
Yeah.
Bingo.
Oh no! No!
Come here, Come here, Bingo. Hey, he answered anyway.
I would also like to, since we're acknowledging things, I would also like to take this moment, guys. Should I pass away, please do not have bagpipes at my funeral.
I'll cry.
Yeah. Should I pass away, I want a full Baltimore police officer's funeral.
With 80 bagpipes.
Exactly. And then you have to go to an Irish pub and puke outside, just like in The Wire.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. He was a good son of a bitch.
A good old bomber. Lipstick City.
It's just how he would want it.
Isn't that what they call it? Lipstick City? Baltimore? Charm City?
Charm City.
Charm City, that's it. Watch The Wire.
Well,
it's a lot better than Family Ties.
So we have recommended today, just to recap for everybody, we recommended Glow, and we've recommended The Wire, and we've given thumbs down on Friends from College, and what else? Oh, Family Ties. That's right.
The show we're doing a podcast about. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Well, everybody.
And then to break the tie, I think we can all agree Twin Peaks A+.
Oh, don't start that now, Paul.
So that's the tiebreaker. We all love Twin Peaks.
For questions and comments, be sure to email us at qualitytimewithfamilyties.com. And for updates, you can follow us on Twitter at QTWFT. We're also on Twitter. I'm at Follow Jones.
I'm at Paul Packler.
And I'm at Corpep.
And be sure to like our Facebook page. We'd like to thank our host and producer, Barbara Dillon at Fanbase Press. Fanbase Press is an online conglomerate of geek media, providing its readers with daily reviews and insights, so check out everything that they do. We also like to thank Perry Adams, who beautifully performs the theme song Without Us. Check out Perry's music at perryadams.com. We like to thank Brian Dillon, Fanbase Press's president. He also edits our show. And lastly, Sean Foster, Fanbase Press's graphic designer, for designing our logo. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, get that Ed Sheeran going. Come on.
When I was 6 years old,
I was here in my car. I'm playing a
Oh,
guitar.
man, he sounds like Anderson Cooper a little bit.
I was running from and his friends.
Kathy, no, don't grab me there.
Mountain grass all rolled down.
Is he singing in Welsh? What is this?